Okay, so good morning, all of you type present. We are going to discuss with unpacking of tuples. Now see, what is the meaning of unpacking of tuple? Packing means you are combining the particular elements and then you are making a tuple. Unpacking means from the tuple you are shifting back the values into multiple variables. Now how we can do that type of things? For example, if you are making your tuple as 44, 55, 66. Okay. So ultimately, if I'll see the type of T, it is tuple. And basically see what I have done over here. This is called as packing of tuple. Fine. It means I have packed elements and then I have created a tuple. Now, if you wanted to unpack it, you must know that what is the length of this tuple. For example, right now it is 3. So what you can do, A, B, C is equal to T. Now see, first of all, you will not get error in this type of statement. The reason is what you have basically done, these all information you have stored in ABC individually. Now if you will print A, it is 44, means first value will be stored in first variable, 55 will be stored in B, and 66 will be stored in C. So this is what called as unpacking. So you have this option available that you can unpack your tuple also. But most important thing is you must know that how many elements are there in the tuple, because that many variables will be required in that particular case. So that is the first thing. Then we have deleting a tuple. Now see, we have already discussed that tuples are immutable in nature. It means you cannot make changes in the tuple. So therefore, if you wanted to delete a particular element, will not work. But if you wanted to delete a complete tuple, in that particular case, it will work perfectly. And we are going to use del statement. So we will be checking both the things. If I wanted to delete a particular statement, as I said, it should not work. Suppose T of 0, I wanted to delete. So you can see tuple object does not support item deletion, not allowed. But same statement I'm writing, but I'm removing this. Only I'm writing delete T. See, it has deleted, and now if I'm going to print my tuple, you see it is not defined. It means it has been deleted permanently. Fine. So this is how, if you wanted to delete a tuple, complete tuple you can delete, but a particular element you cannot delete. Then we have so many functions related to the tuple. I'm just making this tuple again. Now see, so many function means that are there. The very first function is the len function. We have already discussed what this len will do. It is going to give me the length of my tuple. It means it is actually counting that how many elements are there in the tuple. Okay, I'm making one more variation in this. Suppose I'm making T1, and in this I'm making nested tuple. Nested tuple means tuple inside tuple. For example, I'm writing here 88, 99. Now let me know, what do you think should be the length of this? What will be the length of this T1? Let me know this first.
4.
5.
See, the very first thing is we have to count how many individual elements are there. So this is 1, 2, 3. This complete will be considered as 4 and this will be considered as 5. So when you are using nested tuple, this complete information, complete collection is showing is going to show us single particular value. Even if you wanted to access these values, okay, so you can use it by indexing twice. That we will discuss after some time, but we can do that also. Now the very first thing what we were supposed to understand was len function. Then we have max function. Max function, what it do, it is going to find maximum in a given tuple. Okay, so sorry. Now if you wanted to get a find the maximum, simply write maximum and then you write T. I have written wrong, so I have to write this again. T, and then you can see it is showing maximum is 66. Suppose this is my tuple, this is my another tuple, right? So from T1, if I wanted to find maximum, you can see again I'm getting error. The reason is, you can see the reason given over here is that tuple and integer cannot be compared. The reason is because here it is going to work perfectly, but how it is going to compare this integer value with the tuple value? So ultimately You must have all the same type of information. Same type of information in the sense, at least you should not have collection. We will make few more tuples so as to understand that. For example, if I'm having another tuple T2 is equal to, and here I'm writing A, B, Z, 55, 66. Okay, and then I'm just trying to find maximum of T2. See, again same error, because I just wanted to show you different type of collection. And if my tuple T3 I'm also making, but in this I'm only having A, B, Z. So see, it is this is what I have created, then maximum of T3. So you can see over here I am getting Z as an answer. So if you wanted to apply this max function, it is compulsory that you must have same type of information, then only it is going to find. Okay, one more thing we will take, tuples of tuples. For example, T4 I am taking now. Okay, because when we have to try, we should try all these type of different answers. 1, 2, 3, comma, 4, 5, 6, comma, and then 7, 8, 9, comma. T4 has been created, maximum of T4. See, I hope this is clear that what it is doing. If the type is same, it is going to check. Okay, so ultimately the type has to be same, it is going to work perfectly. Okay, in the same manner, min will also do the work. Fine. Max is going to find the maximum. Similarly, min is going to find the minimum. Then next we are having is the sum function. What that sum function will do, it is going to give you the sum. I'm just typing my tuples again. T1, then T2, T3, and T4. See, because we have all these type of tuples, now we are going to check how much our function is going to work. So first is sum of T. Sum of T means 44, 55, 66. So it should work perfectly. You can see it is showing you sum. Then next is T1. T1 is when we have different type of collection. I should get error and I'm getting error, because we have discussed with different type of collection, it will not work. So same, we will be getting error with T2 also. And now with T3, we will be checking. The reason is because it is having all string type of information. So again, you can see it is only working for integer, because it is understood that when we are going to find sum has to be with respect to the integer value, not with respect to the character values. Then if we are going to do it with the T4, what do you think? We should get error or no? Error or no? What do you think?
Error.
We should get error. The reason is, as I said, it is going to only work with the integer value, not with any other data type. Okay, so this is your sum function. Then next we are having is index function. What does index function give? Do that you give any tuple, any particular value, and it will return you the index of that value. For example, if I write something like t dot, see, this is the way of writing function. T dot index, and then I am passing 55 value. So it will check what is the index of this. So it is 0, this is 1, so it is returning you 1 value. Then if it is not available, for example 550, so in that particular case it is raising error. So therefore, if you are using index function, you must be sure that it must available in the tuple. If it is not there, then we should not use index function. Okay, then we have count function. It is going to count the occurrence of a particular record. Okay, for example, I wanted to count how many 55 are there in my this thing. So I'll be writing count of 55. So it is counting that in the tuple there are total 155. Okay, now if you have anything else, suppose A is equal to 1 1 1 1 2 2 3 4 5, whatever it is, 1 1, and I wanted to count how many 1 are there. So simply I will be writing a dot count, and then I'm going to check. See, all these functions we have actually already discussed in the list also. So in the same manner it is working here also. I hope this is also clear to all of you. Okay. Then we have one more function, that is sorted function. What that sorted function will do, it is going to arrange your tuple in sorted manner, then it will return the sorted list. Remember, here we are not having sort function. Okay. Why we are not having sort function, we will discuss once we are clear with the sorted. Okay. So sorted, what I said, it is going to return the sorted list. Fine. So I can write something like this. For example, Z is equal to a dot, sorry, sorted of my tuple. Now if I'll write for Z, you can see over here. Okay, what it has done, it has sorted. If I write same thing without Z, because as I said, no, it is returning. We were having one more function, that was sort, which was there with the list, but we are not having over here in this, what to say, in the in list we have used this sort function. Anyone any idea what sort function was doing? And that we were using something like this, not like this. We were using a dot sort. Let me use like this because it has given the error. No, it is not existing. But you see, in tuple there is no sort function available. In list it was available, but in tuple it is not available. Anyone any idea why it is not available?
Because ma'am, tuple is immutable.
Very good. Tuple is immutable, and what this sort function actually do? It is going to make change in the collection itself. It is not going to return the new tuple. Okay, it is going to make the collection within that collection, within that tuple only. So therefore, and we know tuples are immutable. Therefore, this function itself is not given in the tuples. Okay, only sorted was given. The reason is because it is returning a new tuple. It is not again making changes in that. Let me show you this. If I'll see again, I'm showing you this A. See, my A is still different, but means it is this is my original tuple. And if I write sorted of A, so see, it has returned the sorted information, but you can see the differences. Okay, the difference is my A is still same. Okay, it has not made any change in my tuple. Okay, this is what the main thing you have to keep in your mind. Then we have next function tuple only. Tuple we have already discussed. That suppose you wanted to create any tuple. For example, if I am having any list, x is equal to any list 1 2 3 4. So this is list. You, if you will see the type of x, no, it will be a list. If I wanted to create tuple of this, so what I can do, y is equal to, I'm having the function tuple. In this you pass any information. Suppose I'm passing x and it will create tuple of this. Now you can see it has been converted into tuple. You can see with the help of brackets. Okay, so tuple we have already used. So this is what you are having. So actually you are having these all functions available with respect to the tuple. Then one more topic is given, that indirectly if you wanted to modify your tuple, the very first thing what you can do is you take your tuple, convert it into list, make modification, again you convert it into tuple. Like that you can do if you wanted to indirectly modify your tuple. Okay. Then next we are having is nested tuples. Nested tuple, just now I was discussing with you that tuple inside tuple is called as nested tuple. For example, this is what this one will be taking. For example, this I am taking again as T. So see, this is my nested tuple. Now if I nested tuple means tuple inside tuple. Now if I wanted to refer this particular value or print this particular value, how I'm going to print this 44? Anyone? What to type to print 44?
T dot index 0.
T of 0 will give me 44. Now, so it is understood T of 1, T of 2, and this is T of 3. So I'll write T of 3 and see, I'll be getting this. Now I want 88. Instead of this, I want 88. Now how to get that? Again, one more square bracket. Because we know now it is 0th index. This is first index. So if you wanted to refer a particular value, so see, like this you can get, means T of 3 and its 0 index. Similarly, if T of 3 and 1 index, if you will be writing, you will be getting 99. So if you wanted to refer to a nested information, you can refer like this. Okay, now one more try. As I said, sum of t, if I will be writing, I will be getting error. It is not supported. But if I'm writing sum of t of 0, not 0, sorry, 3. You can see over here it is working perfectly. Okay, what I have done, actually I have given a single tuple over here, only this much information. So if you are able to give a tuple in this manner, then it will work and it will give you the sum of that particular information. Similarly, if I wanted to find maximum and minimum, see again I'm finding maximum of t, error, and but, sorry, not sum, maximum. We have discussed now, again that is not allowed. Okay, but if I'm going to write maximum of t of 3 will work perfectly. Okay, in the same manner I can do for the minimum also. Anyone, any doubt? Otherwise we have completed this chapter. Anyone, any doubt? Okay. Now see, actually so many things we have already covered in this particular chapter, and chapter was very easy. Acha, now in your book, from your book, the question answers that you have to do in your notebook. Directly come to page number 444. Let me change this also. Page number 444. Type A. From type A, question number 5 and 6. Type B, complete. And for your practical, type C in practical. And in that, sorry, in that question number 1, four, only these two. Okay, 1 and 4, only these two you have to do in your practical file. Anyone, any doubt?
Ma'am, can you do any reduction in type B?
You can ignore writing questions. You can directly write answers. When you will be writing answers, then it is 1 or 2 line answers only. And only 10 questions are given this time. Because actually, see, as I said, no, type B of all your Python language, no, type B is actually very good question for your practice. At least from every chapter, this much practice you have to do. From my side, I can say that don't write question, write page number and question number, and directly you can write answers. Because questions are lengthy as compared to that of answers.
Ma'am,
Hanji,
Ma'am, can you please discuss the practical questions of dictionaries chapter?
Which particular question? Means you are not getting.
Ma'am, predict the output ones.
Better let me know page number and question number. Or if you can share the screen, that would be better.
Ma'am, page number 492, question number 9.
492, question number 9. Okay, this left right one. CR, sorry. What you have to understand, I'm typing and I'm showing you. The very first question is D is equal to DICT, because see, we have completed this chapter, so we can just clear the doubts also, no problem. DICT, see, DICT is the function which is used to create the empty dictionary. So ultimately what you have done, you have created empty dictionary over here. Then after that, it is given D of left. D of left is equal to, then they have given this symbol. So now next thing what you have to understand, that this is your key part and this is your value part. So no problem, key part and value part has been printed. Then after that, next is, again I'm writing this, instead of left it is given right. Now this time D of right is this. So it means this time my dictionary is having two key part. First is left, second is right. In left I have stored this and in right I have stored this. If I'll print my dictionary, see, I will be getting like this. Left is this and right is this. But now the question is something different. They are asking to print then I'm writing as it is, whatever is given in the book. And those and remaining all of you, just try to understand what will be the answer of this. Okay, so left and then again brackets. Then after that, and right. See, you have to tell me the answer. What will be the answer? Or right and left. Anyone, any idea what will be the answer? Anyone, any idea what will be the answer?
Then the same will be printed since it's in quotes.
Why same will be printed?
Because it is in quotes.
Because it is in quote. Fine. And if we will remove the quote, as per your book, if we are writing like that, it is going to print like that. And if we are going to print like that, it is not going to give us any answer. So ultimately what you have to understand, that if we are writing like this, it will be printed same. Means what we have done, we have only printed the, means we have created the dictionary, but we have not done anything with that dictionary. Okay, it is going to show you the same answer. Then next question. Let me change this because maybe I feel like maybe the printing mistake. If I'm going to write over here D of, chalo theek hai, whatever was given in the book, that only, let it be like that. Now I am writing the second question. In that second question, again you have one dictionary, then left, same, right, same. Then they have given one more thing, that is D of end. d of and is equal to, and then they have given one blank. Okay, I have given one space, nothing else. Now see, answer will come because this time they have given in the proper manner. Print d of left. Now see, let me know what will be the answer if I'm going to print this. If I'm printing d of left, what will be the answer? Anyone?
Ma'am, that symbol.
Symbol will be there. That is less than symbol. See, first of all, you should know this. If I'm printing d of left, it is that this particular symbol. Fine. Okay, but they have given so many extra things. D of left and then they have given d of right. See, whenever, if you are having any doubt, no, you should understand everything step by step. Don't print everything. Okay, try to understand one by one that if I'm going to do now like this, so what should be the answer? Now you can see over here what it has done. It is, we have done and. In and what we are doing, we are combining these two, d of left as well as we are combining d of right. Okay, so what you have to understand now, that what AND is doing, it is checking first value. If it is non-zero, means true, then only it is going to check second. If it is again non-zero, it is going to return you the last value. Okay. Now what is the meaning of this? Because see, again you will be not clear with this, I'm sure. If I will write here right, and if I'll write here left, now what answer should come? Which symbol, greater than or lesser than?
Less than.
Means whatever we are having over here, fine. So this time you can see less than. For example, 5 and 7. What answer should come? Both are non-zero. So whatever value will be in the last.
7.
Okay. If I am writing 7 and 5, then
5.
in the last. Acha, if I am writing 0 and 3, then 4, then
0.
0. Okay, it means if the first value is 0, it is not going to check for the second value. So this is what actually they are applying over here. Right? So this much is clear now, that this was non-zero and this is also not 0. So d of right answer will be appeared. Now after this they are writing here or d of right, because here only the complexity will come, right? D of right. Now any other student, any other answer, and d of left. And d of left. Now anyone, any other answer?
Ma'am, D of right or D of left?
See now this ultimately you are going to get one answer, but this we will understand with another example. 5 and 7. What will be the answer?
7.
7. Or 9. What will be the answer?
7.
First of all, we have to understand this. 5 and 7, you all said 7. Okay? And we know if I am going to write 7 or 9. The reason is why it is giving me 7 as an answer, because what this OR will do, if first is true, means first is non-zero, it is not going to check for the second. It is going to return the first value only. So therefore it is showing you 7 only. Achha, then after this, just 1 minute. Then after this, and means ultimately I was having 7 and I am writing here 67. Now what should be the answer?
7.
Still I am going to get 7. Now the question is why so? I should get 67, no? Why it is not doing the, not checking like this?
Because ma'am, from 9 and 67, 67 will be there, and so 7 or 67 will be 7 only.
Now see, let me give you the proper answer. See, the reason is because see, we are using, you know, BODMAS rules, right? So according to the BODMAS rule, first brackets, then off, then division, something like that, fine. Similarly, when we have and or not, so in that particular case, first all ands will be executed. So first is 5 and 7. You will be getting 7 as answer. Then 9 and 67. You will be getting 67 as an answer. Then this OR will be solved. Okay. Because if we will see the preferences, right? Precedence of the operators, then AND is having more precedence as compared to that of OR. So therefore, internally what it is checking, 7 or 67. It means answer of this, that is 7. Then answer of this, that is 67. If you will write like this, so ultimately you are getting 7. Same thing is over here. First it is going to check this. So ultimately whatever was there in the right, okay, that will be the answer. Or now over here, no doubt left will be the answer, but in between or is there. So your this answer will be appeared. For example, in this also we have discussed now that this answer will come. So in that same manner, this answer will come. Now anyone, any doubt with this? See, if it is clear, then fine. Otherwise, I will explain you this again. Otherwise, I'll give you another question which you can try. Okay, then in next question, left and D of right, or D of right and D of left and D of and. And D of and. Think and let me know. You have to think the answer and then you have to tell me what should be the answer. Or else I am showing you the answer and then you have to tell me that how this answer came.
And from D of right or D of end.
Again, this we will understand with this. Chalo, theek hai. This one was given and this one was clear to us. Then after that, what they have done, and they have used one more value and 100. Okay. Ultimately, again, I am getting 7 as the answer. Why I am showing with respect to the values, you should understand that ultimately only this value has been printed again. Now the question is why. Okay. Now see, you have to understand if you are writing 9 and 67, it is 67. If you are writing 9 and 67 and 100, it will give you 100 as the answer. It means if it is non-zero, then only it is checking this. Acha, chalo, I am writing one more and. If I am writing here and 200. So you can see only if all the values are non-zero, then only it is returning the last value. So ultimately, now if I will see over here, this complete answer will be the last value, that is the space. Okay. And this complete value will give you right as answer. So right or space. So when you are when you are using right or space, in that particular case, right will be printed. Now let me know if you have any doubt. It is easy or it is tough? Only you have to understand the precedence, and then on the basis of that precedence, you have to understand this. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, beta. Then you find few more questions. If you have any doubt, then we will discuss it later on. Okay, then good day all of you.